All right, just waiting for more people to get here and come on in. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So, Virtualbox is a tool that you can use to go ahead and set up virtual servers. If you want to have a cybersecurity lab, if you want to have an Active Directory lab and install applications like or operating systems like Windows, if you want to install Linux operating systems, you can do that, right? And it's pretty simple actually. You can come to their website right here at virtualbox.org, select the download to get started, and over here on the left you'll see your version of the software, right? If you're using Windows, Mac OS, Intel, or Mac OS Apple Silicon, so that means if you have the M series of chips or the ARM processors, you would select one of those. You have a Linux distribution, Solaris, or anything like that. Let's just click on a couple of those. Ooh, it automatically downloads, so be careful with that. I wasn't aware of that. Thought we'll give you a little bit of an option, so that's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clear up some storage off camera here. Since it claims that I'm out of storage. So I should have a little something to work off of now. Oh, so that was. So Linux distributions are the ones that you can link into and drill down into. All right, just had to move some crazy stuff. Perfect. All right, so now I have some storage. And as you saw, it was able to download. Right. And if you're on the Mac like I am, you can just drag it in or just follow the instructions for the operating system that you have. All right, that's over and done with now. So I can go ahead to my applications and go ahead and install it. And went to the actual site. We don't want that. That install didn't finish, so let's try that again. I should have freed up 3 gigs not too long ago, so and we're just waiting for this to install. While this is installing, I'm also going to go ahead and go to download Ubuntu. And I want to get the Ubuntu desktop version. Start that again. For some reason it keeps saying replace. Let's copy replace. I should have enough for that. There we go. Now we should be able to go into applications. Oops. I'm supposed to double click that. Reading is fundamental, people at home, so make sure you do that. All right, let me do my password. Installation was successful. We move the installer to the trash, and we're good to go. Now you should see the icon for Virtualbox over here in your applications, or if you're in Windows and your program files. All right, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get me a smaller version of this because I don't think I have that much storage, but I can try to free some stuff up. All right, so now that's done. Let's see, I might just have to do a server version. It's much smaller. All right, let's see the server version. This is 2.6. And that's now downloaded. Debian is even smaller than that. See if Debian has something. Stable release. All right. Ubuntu is done. So what we can do now is we can go ahead and come to Virtualbox. And as you can see, it's a little outstretched more than what's needed. Bring everything back into your view. We can go ahead and start new. And we can say Ubuntu, if I spell it correctly, Ubuntu VM1. And we're going to save it here. We're going to look for our ISO image. We're going to actually check our downloads. And we're going to let's see this self-crown real quick. Not too many of my personals in here. All right. And I'm just gonna select that Ubuntu live image that we just downloaded, and it's already discovered what type of server it is. Ubuntu ARM 64-bit. OS type cannot be turned from the select ISO. So that's not true. They did. All right. So I have quite a bit of RAM. Make sure that you know the amount of RAM you have on yours. I don't think I need that much for this. I think. Oops. It's 1.4 to 3072. So I think 3 gigs to get me through it. And we want to have 2 CPUs. But I have 32 gigs of RAM, so 4096. We're gonna go with 4 eggs, and we have 20 CPUs. I want to do 4 CPUs for this. Actually, we just need a dual core. All right, and a virtual hard disk of 25 gigs. And we can go ahead and do a normal start. We want to be able to see everything. I have to open my system settings and allow Virtualbox. And I'm gonna have to restart this so that it can capture everything correctly. All right, let's show. Alright, let's power off the machine now that it has all the permissions and access that it requires. All right, and you do have to select that. I forgot to select that setting. Like it's a live CD, so you want to come down to your storage areas. So you see storage over here. You want this to be mounted on boot. Bring this out of the way. And now I can start the instance normally, and it should go into the boot mode. Oh, let me change the startup settings. There we go. Ah, there we go. EFI mode. Okay. Move that. And we should have something now. All right, let me see what's going on. Sometimes you have to troubleshoot like that. All right, saying I might not. Let's shut this down. All right, let's start this again. let's see what we got here. See no boot order in there. Let's see. Exit. That's probably the problem. I don't have the right one for the arm. Let's see. Yeah, we're gonna have to build the core. Let's see if we can find a pre-build. Will it? Let's see if this will go. We might need that. Get rid of this one. Get rid of the live server one. Now, if you have a Mac, an ARM, you might have issues like, you might run into issues like this, like I just ran into, where it's not going to work with your architecture. That's one thing in tech, you have to be patient. If you're new to it, new to doing a home lab, it's going to take a little bit of time, but once you get it going or get it right, you should be fine. Let me try this Debian download as well. It's much smaller, might be a little quicker. And it's supposed to be ARM based. I'll go ahead and make a new one for that. Debian 1. And I'm gonna do my downloads. Debian open. Okay. All right, the password has changed me. Yep, we skip unattended install. Oh no, we got the unattended install. You do that and utilize the password it has, or we can go through the whole shebang. We're gonna go through the whole thing. Everything's like what we wanted. Let's say 4096. and 2 CPUs. If we got 20 to give up, we can do quad core. Finish. Hard disk 20 gigs is plenty. Let's start this one up. Let's do the graphical install here. Hope you guys can see that. I'm gonna make this larger. Yep, and that's exactly what it was. I didn't have the right architecture for the system. Make sure you have the right one. That's like Tech 101. Make sure everything is aligned and works like you need it. All right, so we want to name this Dev Lab 1. Come up with a nice naming convention, just like if you were working, so that everything goes well. The homelab, we're at the homelab network. You know, come with a good root password that you like. With good length, good practice. Come with your name, username for the account. Choose a password for the regular user as well. And just let it run through and do the disk. You can use the let it set up the logical volume manager, a guided entire disk, and set up encrypted LVM, or you can manually configure things in your space. I just use entire disk. Right, here you go. It's SCSI1000. SDA is the mount point, and 21 gigs, 21.5. I like to separate home, var, and temp partitions. And here you go right here. The root will have 4.3 gigs. Home will have 13.4 gigs. We have a gig of swap, and var is 1.8. I'm fine with that. Let's say Dev Lab 1. Dev Lab 1. Continue. Oh, go back. Oh. I mean, why am I editing that? I should have been just continuing. Configure it. What was I doing? Why did I change it to just configure? Yes. We don't need none of that. Finish. We are fine. Finish. Am I in the loop? Just do all files. Finish partition. Right to this. Yes. just wait for it to install. And I want to see. All right, where do we stand at with this one here? Let's see if I can change that storage. I definitely deleted that, so we need to replace it. So right now I'm just clearing up space so I can get this download complete. Out of store? How? I guess I gotta empty the trash. All right, that's still running. We just have 2 minutes left of that. All right, so it's still loading right here, this VM. Let's see where we're at. All right. What is that? All right. So it's still going. Let's check on our other download. We got a minute left or so. So let's do it. Virtualbox is very forgiving. I usually don't have a lot of issues with it. I don't have like a lot of storage stuff or storage problems like that. It's usually pretty good. Um, it comes highly recommended, not just by me but plenty of others. Um, and you can monitor everything you have right here on the side. So if you wanted to have some type of um, specialized Linux or web server or something like that close by, or you want to have a Docker host, you can name it Docker. It doesn't always have to be running, right? Um, and I can use the Debian based one for that as well. Let's see here, I'll take some of that off. So I can use the Debian ISO again, but I can do an unintended install and use the change me password and run it as well. And this could be my Docker host, right? If I wanted to do that. Another quad core, 20 gigs. All right, say finish. And that one, I don't even have to go through that process of creating the username and password like we just did. And it's very quick, as you see. It's running through it. It's doing all that stuff for me, rather than the other one that we're doing, and we're waiting to go through all. We had to go through the beginning parts, beginning stages. This one is just rocking and rolling and going through all of it, so we don't really have to do any of that. So just keep that in mind when you're using VirtualBox. You can step away, get something to eat, something to drink, whatever you need to be doing, or get something done. Or start working on the next instance. Now we have two of them going at the same time, and we haven't really lost much time. And I can keep rolling like this as long as you have the resources to support it. You can make it happen. You can make it work without any problems. All right. Let's see if I can find another OS host. But before we get in that, I think we might be in no. Still having issues with that, so we're gonna have to find something smaller than Ubuntu. Let's see. Let's go to the community documentation. No, this is only going to be for that. Let's see. Let's go to distrowatch.com and see some other links and images that might be popular that we can try to play with. Let's see. Mint is a very popular one. Let's go in Mint and see what they have. Let's see, Linux Mint. Let's verify ISO image. That's what they're saying. Oh, that's the integrity of the hash. We don't care about that. We want to just qualify for the correct ISO. Choose the right edition. There we go. I don't know how I missed it to begin with. I must have skipped right over it. Must have been TLDR. Alright, let's go back to downloads. Recommended. Download. Oh. Download button's right there in front of my face. Alright, so this is 3 gigs. This might actually work out better than the Ubuntu one, which is like 5 or 6 gigs. Something insane. I don't need that. I'm sure they only have a lot of bloatware on there to monitor and watch what I'm doing. In the meantime, let's go ahead and check back on our instances. So they're both still running, right? Debian VM1 and Docker, the Docker container. So it's still going. I had to drop something here for you guys because I appreciate you guys stopping in and interacting. If you want to get in the chat. All right, right now, just to catch y'all up, now that you guys are viewing, we have 2 Debian instances rolling right now. One is going to be a Docker base for the home lab. The other one is, the other one is going to be a basic Debian desktop with a full desktop. And we already went through the installation steps for that, just to catch you up. And I'm just going to go to my drive, and I had to clean it up a little bit because I was trying to download a Ubuntu image earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and trash it. That's 4 gigs on my system. So, all right, so I should have a little more room and storage to play with. Yes, I do. Only 5 gigs. I gotta figure out where my bloatware is right now, my applications. Oh, I have Hitman on here still. I gotta uninstall that. I had to delete that. Hitman Absolution for all my gamers. Yeah, it's 25 gigs. I definitely have to delete that. So let me do that. Still, our wheels are still spinning here. All right, let me get back to it. So it's still downloading. I mean, it's still installing right now. So just bear with me here for a little bit. I'll get that straight. All right, come on. Steam. Let me find out where Steam is installed so I can free up this space. I need to know where this is on my drive. All right, seems like it's starting to freeze up a little bit. I don't know what's going on with it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna end the stream, pause the stream right here, and I'm gonna come back uh, and see if it'll install, and I'll display it from there. And I'll also get rid of that Hitman game to give myself a little more leeway on the system. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. All right. So I'm just going to end the stream right here.